From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, the city of Troy took the first steps towards making Sunday alcohol sales legal on Tuesday night. Madison Neal shows us how soon Troy residents should expect the process to be completed.
On Tuesday, Troy City Council read the first draft of the ordinance to permit Sunday alcohol sales. This comes after Troy residents voted yes on a referendum to allow Sunday sales back in October.
This is patterned after the local legislation that was provided to provide a referendum for our citizens to vote on, which passed 3-1, 73% voted for this particular project.
Parameters set forth in the ordinance specify when and where alcohol can be sold on Sunday.
Grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants, those types of licenses will be able to start selling alcohol on Sunday after 12 o'clock.
And although the referendum did pass by voters in the city of Troy, the ordinance being considered by City Council will include a few clarifications to Sunday alcohol sales.
They have put a restriction on Class 1 lounge liquor licenses, which is the Front Porch, Trojan Tavern, places like that. They will not be allowed to open until 2 o'clock by this ordinance and then close at 10 p.m.
City officials say that this move was made in hopes of boosting economic development.
There are a lot of national chains that look at having Sunday sales as an integral part of their financial plan, so we hope to lure additional businesses to Troy with it.
The second reading of the ordinance will take place on November 28th.
If it is passed, then the earliest that alcohol can be sold on Sundays within the city of Troy will be December the 3rd, which is the very following Sunday after the passage.
Madison Neal, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University students had the chance to hear from one of the few remaining survivors of the Holocaust Wednesday morning in the Claudia Crosby Theater. Casey Watson has the story.
Students, teachers, and community members came together today in Crosby Theater to hear the story of one of 3 still living Holocaust survivors.
This is a part of telling the story of the Holocaust, and not just telling it historically, but reminding us why we have to be ever vigilant about the things that happened.
In 1941, Reva Hirsch and her family were captured by Germans and taken by cattle cars to concentration camps in Germany. Today, she tells her story across America to educate others on the Holocaust.
We have to go around telling the story because there's a lot of denial going around. If we're not going to open the doors and the windows, especially for the students, the future's in their hands. It's very important that another Hitler will never show up again.
Reva described graphically the deplorable conditions that she lived through during the Holocaust.
But it's unbelievable what I went through, to see the dead bodies, to step at my feet on smaller babies than 7. Piles and piles and piles of babies. And what bothers that still on now goes around denials that the Holocaust never happened. It did happen.
After being liberated, she met her husband Isaac, who was also a survivor. They married in 1950 and had 2 children. In 1962, they moved to New York, and in 1992, they moved to Birmingham to be closer to their children and 4 grandchildren. Hal Fulmer says that hearing this story is a reminder of the good that one individual can do.
There's incredible lessons here. The will to survive, why it matters that we take the stands that we do. It's a reminder about the good that a single person can do.
For more information on Reva Hirsch's story, you can visit the Birmingham Holocaust Education Center, where there is an exhibit dedicated to her. Casey Watson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Bullying is something that affects more people than we'd like to think. Last week, the Office of Civic Engagement held an anti-bullying summit to help prevent the spread of bullying throughout the campus and community. Chelsea Law has more.
Although October is National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, Troy University is keeping the conversation going. The Office of Civic Engagement held its first anti-bullying summit Thursday morning in Howell Hall.
This is the first time we've done an event such as this, and we started to plan it even before recent events have made it very imperative that we have this conversation. And we wanted to bring it to campus just to make Troy a more welcoming environment.
Recently, some Troy International students have come forward with reports of being bullied by other students. Livingston believes that the summit will help create a better campus experience for all.
I think many people might feel unheard, number one, and number two, some people need to hear it. And if we can get those two groups together, I think we can start moving towards a more positive environment on campus.
A person who is a victim of bullying may develop some long-term effects that can be detrimental to their health.
Abuse of alcohol or drugs, smoking, the feeling of isolation, feeling lonely, and it also ultimately long-term can affect their academic achievement also.
Livingston says that when it comes to bullying, there is no real winner.
Everyone's a victim, really. No one wins when there's bullying, because people who bully may bully because they have once been harassed, discriminated, hazed. So I think that it's a culture that needs to be broken.
The Office of Civic Engagement is in the process of getting bullying policies included in the student handbook. Chelsea Law, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Friday's Texas State game will be the last Trojan football game played in a construction zone, as the North End Zone project is expected to be completed before the Trojans welcome Boise State to town to start the 2018 season. Lindsay Smith gives us a look at some of the progress so far.
News broke back in the fall of 2016 that Troy University will be expecting a brand new North End Zone facility. For most, there is excitement. However, some were still left unsure of what the facility will contain.
Weight room facilities, strength and conditioning, nutrition needs, athletic training, players' locker room, our coaches' offices and meeting space. It's a big space, but it takes a big space to operate a football program.
The purpose of this facility, you ask?
This building's being built because of a need from a football perspective. We were in facilities that hadn't been updated since the 70s and really needed more space, and to function as an FBS football program, we needed to make this happen.
Construction began in December of 2016. The expectation is for the facility to be completed by the summer of 2018 and ready for use by the 2018 football season.
We've had some weather along the way, but they've really done an excellent job of getting caught up.
I have to say, it's pretty incredible to see firsthand what's happening in this building behind me. The structure for this building is beginning to take shape as the foundation for this new facility has been laid out. And though the building will not be ready until next year, this new facility is already changing what Troy University has to offer.
The feel of the stadium's changed. I think the sound is changing as the crowds and noise stays inside the stadium, so it makes it a more difficult place to play, a louder environment.
And with that louder environment, McLean says the feedback for this North End Zone project has been nothing but positive.
Anytime people come by or visit campus and look at our facilities, you know, they always want to talk about how beautiful our campus is. And so this is another really feather in our cap from that standpoint as a university.
McLean says that people are already encouraged by what the facility looks and feels like. Lindsay Smith, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how Troy University celebrated International Education Week. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
This was International Education Week, and at Troy University, there was a variety of events planned to celebrate Troy University's international side. Monday afternoon, students enjoyed a lunch courtesy of a group that helps support Troy's international program. Brianna Jones has the story.
A big part of International Education Week is a luncheon held by the Rotary Club. This luncheon is a way for international students to be rewarded for their dedication to Troy University. Students got a chance to fellowship along with many choices of food and even showcase their different talents learned from their countries.
So I'm the president of the Rotary Club, which is the Rotary level at the students, the Rotary Club at the student level. And since I've been in the club, so that's been 2 years. We've established a club at the Troy University campus. It has been such a great journey. We've encountered and meet international students as well as American students who want to be involved and be part of their community as well as the worldwide community and help others. So that's just a wonderful images to see that everyone is helping everyone even though they're not at home.
And as for the president of the Rotary Club branch here in Troy, it has been a good journey being able to give back.
I've been in Rotary close to 10 years now, and it's been a warm, heartfelt experience since I've been in. We've been involved with a lot of charities and organizations around Troy, been involved with the university like the international students, and it's just good to give back because most everybody in the Rotary Club have been blessed, and we enjoy giving back and trying to help the community.
These flags behind me are not just displayed on International Education Week, but every day Troy University would like to thank international students for choosing Troy as their home away from home.
Since I came to the States, I've not always experienced great experience, but in Troy I've never felt I was not part of Troy. So knowing that you can have a home away from home and you can always count on your American friend or your international friends, it's just amazing. I love it.
Brianna Jones, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And while many people associate international education with the numerous students from other countries on campus, it can also include American students traveling overseas. Ashley Brown explains.
Tuesday afternoon, Troy Broad gave students interested in studying abroad the opportunity to learn about exchange programs and faculty-led programs through a student panel. The panel included 7 students that have traveled and studied in destinations including Europe, Mexico, and Asia. Troy University is home to many students from all over the world, but today local students got the opportunity to see what it's like to be an international student. The panelists answered questions regarding their study abroad experience, including topics relating to scholarships, host families, language barriers, and even food. Panelists shared why they believe more students should take advantage of study abroad opportunities.
I mean, just to be honest, Troy University offers a lot of opportunities to study abroad, and there's no reason not to take it. Sometimes there's scholarships that they'll give to you. It's a great experience for you as a person, for you as a student. Looks great on the resume, but it just completely changes kind of your view to get outside of the United States. And so it's just an infinite amount of benefits that you can have from studying abroad. So I hope they will.
I think some of them were interested, and now that they know that there's more opportunities scholarship-wise and just the places that you can go, I hope that a lot of them will start looking into it.
While the panelists traveled to different destinations to study different subjects, there's one thing they all agreed on. If they could do it all again, they would. I'm Ashley Brown, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And Troy University's international population will increase by just over 24 for at least the next few months. Sarah Singletary explains why.
On Tuesday morning, Troy University welcomed 26 scholars from Choucha University in China to campus. The visiting scholars will spend the next 3 months on Troy's campus, working with faculty and students and learning about teaching techniques and American culture as a whole.
We are interacting with individuals from another culture, from another country. And so the individuals, the facilitators, the students who will be engaging with the scholars, we will be learning about them. and also expanding our understanding of their culture. Now, on the other side, for the scholars, they, I hope, will leave this experience with a renewed understanding and exposure to the way in which we teach, and hopefully utilize some of the practices that we use in their classrooms.
Troy University's Confucius Institute played a big part in helping bring these scholars to campus as a way to establish a better connection between colleges in two different countries.
I think the Confucius Institute should be a bridge for two universities, and based on it, we want to promote our cooperation between two universities. And as you can see, there are 26 trainees come here, and they will spend 3 months stay here and create such kind of a connection with faculty members of Troy University, and we can have a bright future for the future.
Even though it is instructors on campus now, Rosser Mims says that she hopes the future will bring a different group of visitors.
One of the outcomes of this partnership we hope will result in more students from Chungcheong Normal University traveling here to engage in scholarship with us.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll find out why a Montgomery group was giving away trees. We'll have that answer right after this, so don't touch that dial.
So they say it's a man's world? Well, I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were out doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. We changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
The International Arts Center is now the temporary home to work by a member of the Alabama Arts Hall of Fame. There was a reception for the new exhibit for work of sculptor Bruce Larson Monday night in the IAC. Kaylin Pleasure has the story.
Troy University International Arts Center now has the work of Bruce Larson on display. Larson is a member of the Alabama Arts Hall of Fame and says his work grew out of a love of old things.
Since a young boy, I've been collecting metal and bits that I find. I was going to be an archaeologist, but I guess I kind of think of myself as a modern archaeologist now. I pick up things before they're buried, and I try to save them by putting them into sculpture. Try to make sense of my passion for saving these things.
Larson says that visitors to the exhibit hall will see items in his work that spans decades, and his desire was to give these old items new life.
There's so much history. I mean, some of these pieces are from World War II. There are pieces here that survived the Depression. There are pieces that people work very hard to buy and then are discarded, just like trash. And that bothers me, really. It just bothers me. I want them to have another life.
Larson says that he feels he was always meant to be an artist, and his work allows him to be who he truly wants to be.
I think I was born to be an artist in a way. I mean, I've got kind of a crazy brain on me, and it works for me. You know, it calms me down. It kind of helps me make sense of Alabama, because it's a crazy place, and the world in general. I mean, it just gives me a peace.
Kaylin Pleasure, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Autumn is here, which means leaves are falling as trees are going dormant for the winter. While the cool weather and bare branches may seem like Mother Nature taking a break, one Montgomery-based organization says tree planting season is just getting started. Sarah Singletary has the details from Montgomery News Bureau.
Over 100 trees sat in the Home Depot parking lot on Montgomery's East Boulevard Thursday morning. The best part about them?
they're actually free.
Montgomery Trees is the urban forestry group for the city, and thanks to a grant they received back in August, they were able to give away live oak trees to whoever walked up and wanted one.
Even if only 25% of them actually make it in the ground and grow, I mean, that's still more trees. So we'll keep giving them out as long as people want them.
Organizers say Thursday's cool, wet weather makes it the perfect day not only to pick up a free tree, but to plant one.
Despite the weather, people are coming out to get their free trees.
Today is a very good day to plant trees because it is cold and it is wet. And dormant trees like cold and wet.
And according to Stringer, the young trees being planted today will become the city's historic trees hundreds of years from now.
The older neighborhoods with a tree that's 200-300 years old, trees don't last forever, but you can plant this one now and expect to get 300 or 400 years out of it.
For Debbie Green, these trees are worth the wait.
I'm not going to see them really big and with their arms all out in my lifetime, but I think, in the future, my kids, my grandchildren might be able to come, whatever happens with our property and play in them.
A promise of the future and reminder of the past. Churchman adds that trees also bring unity to the present.
Today, everything's so political and partisan and everything, and trees are just trees. Like, you can't not like trees.
The Montgomery Area Council on Aging routinely takes meals to elderly residents who need it. However, on Sunday, residents of all ages were coming to the council members to get a meal to help MCOA's Meals on Wheels efforts. Sarah Drake has more from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Residents in Montgomery had the chance to try some new foods they may not be able to find in the United States as the Montgomery Area Council of Aging held their 13th annual International Tasting Benefit on Sunday. North America, Central America, Europe, and Asia all had dishes that were featured for guests to try. Director of Development Jacoby Burns-Johnson explains why this event was started.
This was an idea to bring folks together to celebrate multiple cultures, but also to support Meals on Wheels with the food people.
Sue Tangwood, who is the co-chair of this event, says she came up with the idea because she feels that the elder citizens of Montgomery need to be taken care of.
I feel like the many senior citizens is needed. They were giving their life, they give their time to us before, and now they get older. They stay home. I don't think that they should be stay home lonesome and hungry.
Every Monday through Friday, MCOA volunteers deliver hot meals like the ones you see here to 404 homebound seniors who are not able to prepare their own meals, which is one reason Johnson says that this event is important for the city of Montgomery.
We depend heavily on the community to help us with donations in order to fund our program. So with this fundraiser, we hope to raise $30,000 to support MCOA and Meals on Wheels, and that funding is going to help us provide meals to homebound seniors throughout Montgomery. So this helps us be able to provide our mission, which is to serve seniors.
And Paula Haddock, who says this is an annual event for her, talks about why it's important.
There are many people who can't afford to put a meal together or don't have the wherewithal anymore, and this provides an important way to serve these folks for people who are able-bodied to deliver, to make them.
There are over 1,000 volunteers who serve nearly 99,000 meals every year to senior citizens in the capital city. In Montgomery, Sarah Drake, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
It's time for our last break. When we return, we'll learn about a new song dedicated to Trojan football. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Does your family need a break from the daily routine?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. If you or someone you know needs a healthy dose of nature, visit discovertheforest.org and trade in the big screen for the big blue sky by visiting a local park or forest near you.
Hiking, picnicking, swimming, orienteering, climbing, admiring wildlife, or inhaling fresh air may result in heightened creativity, feelings of joy, harmony, satisfaction, and a euphoria that can only be explained as oneness with the natural world. Whoa.
The warrior spirit. It's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence, conquer, claim territory, and climb ladders. Know that you have the power to stand alone, but the comfort of knowing that you'll never have to. Discover your inner warrior. Find it at troy.edu/spirit.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Troy University's popular music group Populous has a new song celebrating the success of the Trojan football team. We'll learn more about the song and its upcoming debut in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll learn how Troy University's music group Populous is honoring the Troy football program, and how all this came about is going to tell me about it here today is Amber Bearfield, marketing director for Ilium Records, who represents Populous. And we'll talk a little about Populous and Ilium in a little bit. But first off, let's talk about the song that Populous has come up with and to honor the football program here. Tell me a little about it. So
yeah, it's entitled Rebuild the Wall.
Okay.
It is in honor of our Trojan athletics and our record-breaking success we've had the past year or so, and going forward, all the success we know we're going to have. Populous releases an album every spring semester that we record in the fall semester, and our Ilium Records team had a marketing brainstorm around the idea of Rebuild the Wall and the branding initiatives Troy University has put into place. And we decided that with our football team success, now is the time to do a tribute song called Rebuild the Wall.
And so, in the song itself, you're going to debut it at a concert coming up here in a little bit. So it'll get a live debut for the Trojan Nation to hear this song. Talking about the concert and putting that together and giving everyone a live taste of it for the first time. So
yes, the Ilium Records team is putting together a pep rally styled concert on November 29th at Janice Hawkins Amphitheater Park at 8:30 p.m. And it's going to be a set of live entertainment. We're hoping to have a large amount of attendance, potentially some guest appearances from the university. And it's really just to promote the success of the football team and launch the new song right before we go and play our last season football game against Arkansas State. And we head to a bowl game.
Of course.
It's really a university pride event.
Yeah, get it out there. And now let's talk about the song itself. What kind of song are we listening to? Going to be expecting like a pop song, something along those lines?
It's a driving sports anthem written by the composer of our school's alma mater. So it's within the family. And it features Populous, but also members of the Sound of the South and our collegiate singers here on campus.
So all this combined, it's one of these like stadium anthem type songs that you would expect and hope to hear played over the loudspeakers in the Veterans Memorial Stadium here in the future.
Yes, absolutely. It really is a present from the School of Music to our athletic department.
And now let's talk about this that Robert W. Smith, you said, talked about put this together. So how does it go from his mind to the pen to the paper to the band? How's that process all work?
The Ilium Records team has board meetings early on in the fall semester thinking about the album that we're going to produce and put out there. And Robert W. Smith, who's our professor for the Ilium Records classes, he sparked the idea with our amazing success against LSU and just the general hype within the university to put out a single. And so he composed it. Then it goes and be put into charts, passed on to the band. They learn it. We go to a professional recording studio. We work on tracking, mixing, recording, everything that goes on into production to put an album together. We put the song together, and we're hoping to release it to everyone in the university soon.
And of course, we're going to debut it at this concert, but there will be an opportunity for folks to get their hands on this song at some time in the future. So talk a little about that how they'll future will get a chance to get their hands on it. So
our album will come out in the spring semester, but we're going to release the single early at this concert. We are available on iTunes and Spotify, and you'll be able to reach us through those sorts of media.
And so once they hear the debut of it there, they'll be able to actually go out and get this song on iTunes, just like everyone would get any other song out there.
Right, so and hopefully they'll be hearing it all over the university.
And then, hopefully for you guys that put it together, it'll be a very popular song as well. And now you've got this album, you've got to put it together, and you've got all the musicians together to put it out there for the public. But talk a little bit about, I guess, at this point, how it feels to see this final product to be represented of both Populous, this group of students in all reality, besides Robert Smith, putting together something like this and being something that may live on as a legacy item for athletics and the university itself.
Yeah, I feel very honored to be a part of this project, seeing it go from finding a demo and listening to a sales pitch, and then hearing it in a recording studio and seeing members of the band sing and perform and do the best that they can with it. It's really a crazy feeling. I can't believe we've actually come all the way through here, and I'm really excited for people in the university to hear it.
Well, I'm excited to hear it, and first chance to hear it is at that concert. When and where will it be?
November 29th at Janice Hawkins Park Amphitheater at 8:30 p.m. It's a free pep rally style concert with lots of live entertainment, and it's sure to be amazing.
Should be exciting, and I'm looking forward to going to it and hearing the song for the first time, maybe the first of many listens to this song over the years. So thanks for joining me here today. So
thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the second week in November 2017. To find out what's happening throughout the week, tune into Troy Trojan Vision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday. Hope you join us again for another edition of Troy Trojan Vision Weekly.